Hey guys, it's Marsha and welcome to Really Seriously For Real. We're going to get into this episode real quick. It was officially called The Long Night. And was it? I thought the episode was fantastic. And I thought a lot of the choices that they made in creating the atmosphere was just stellar. But listen, before we get too deep into it, you know what I'm going to ask you to do. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe because listen, there's a lot of stuff coming. We have several more episodes left in the season, so make sure that you click that bell as well. So that way you are notified anytime I upload anything else. I think what I'm going to do is just kind of distribute it as the good, the bad, and the epic. Epic is really the only word I could think of when it came down to this episode. And they've been billing this to be like the greatest thing since anything on TV. And I think they delivered. Let me just bring up the big elephant in the room. A lot of people were complaining, oh, it's too dark. Okay, listen, I have to see both sides of it. Me personally, I loved it. I mean, that is like the cinematic experience to the nth level. Now, yes, were there points where I was just like, dang, what the heck is going on? But I think it added to the intensity of the episode. You were down in the trenches along with everybody else. You know, they started out the episode, you are with Sam. He's shaken, he's scared, terrified. There's barely anyone talking. Everyone is just focused. Everyone's just trying to figure out where they need to go. People are lining up. And that was nice. That was a great tracking shot where you're walking with Sam. And then it goes to Tyrion and you're looking at Tyrion and Tyrion is obviously like, oh, I want to be a part of this. I'm like, screw it, where's my wine? And he goes and he gets his flask. But then you see Bran heading to the godswood. And I don't know, it was just it was a nice way to put you in the middle of everything. If I'm a nobody in the war and then you see Bran and his whole battalion going to the godswood, you know, I would be like, oh, there he goes. You know, that's the green seer. That's the bait. Going out beyond the walls of Winterfell and seeing everyone lined up and just getting ready. The Dothraki just right out front. Then you have Melisandre out of nowhere. I'm like, wait a minute, didn't she just come from where all the dead are supposed to be? I was really confused where she came from, but whatever. She just kind of pops up. And I'm surprised. I'm surprised that no one let off a bow by accident. Like, oh, the dead. I don't know. But, cause I was like confused. I'm like, wait a minute. Are they going to parlay? Would the dead do that? Like, would one of the little generals come up? Jorah is like, oh, let me test out this Valyrian steel. Pook. Uh-oh, I just started the war. Okay, anyway. But Melisandre, she's there. And she's just like, you know, have them raise the swords. Oh, okay. But that was really nice. When she touched the sword and all of a sudden, all of them get lit up and it's just this wave of fire. And it was, okay, you know, it was getting everybody amped up. It was getting me amped up. And then, unfortunately, it's like this big major charge towards the dead, which was just insanely cool. When it's just kind of like this pointed arrow, like, we're going this way, guys. And everyone is just amped, yelling the battle cry. You know, Ghost is coming out of nowhere thinking he's going to charge ahead. But it was like our 2 seconds of Ghost. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, wait, was that a giant? You know, and see, this is what I'm talking about. Everything was so dark because we were getting their point of view. We were feeling their peril and their apprehension, especially when they reached the line of the dead. And then they see that maybe they should have paid attention in the briefing room. Like, wait a minute, exactly what are we going up against? Like, I don't even know if anyone said anything about giants. Did they say anything about giants? Because this is a giant. And I love how Daenerys is like, okay, I'm just watching my entire battalion disappear because each of those lights going out slowly from their swords. And then just darkness and silence. And then when they started coming back, I'm like, oh my God, please don't tell me that they're dead and they're coming back. And, you know, and then you see Jorah, and again, it's so dark. I would have been one with the bow, like, he's dead. It's like, he has blue eyes. Okay. But yeah, Daenerys, she hops on the dragon and she's like, screw this. We're about to clean up the field. I guess I don't understand. They have 2 dragons. Why couldn't they just have one dragon like sweeping the field of the dead? And then the other dragon can be staying back. That was a slight frustration because I feel like not everything was utilized. Like what were they using? The trebuchet? When the dead got closer and everyone had retreated, then you should still be tossing some flaming balls down the way. I didn't understand why there was only just that initial attack. I mean, I know that it was supposed to give them some needed light down there, but they should have kept it going. Even though you can't really see what's going on, just keep on tossing it. You got the dragon, make use of everything that you have. I love how Jon, when he was on Rhaegal and he's flying, and then he sees all of the little generals or whatever, the White Walkers lined up, and he's like, I'm about to torch the hell out of them. And then all of a sudden the storm comes in. I'm like, oh my God, this is terrifying. And then Arya telling Sansa, you need to get down to the crypts. Like, go to the crypts. It's like it was like a controlled panic in her voice. It was like she knew that things were about to go down. And Sansa is nervous and panicking and scared, and it's like she can't even move. She's like, I need to stay here with my people. I'm not abandoning them. Like, yes you are. Get downstairs. And Arya hands her the knife, and she's like, I don't know how to use it. Stick him with the pointy end. I'm like, I love the callbacks. It was like immediate feels, but at the same time it's like, okay, I don't have time for the feels because we need to go into battle. And I remember I just kept on saying, like, Sansa, get to the crypts, hurry up, get to the crypts, go. And the crypts were cool too, because getting it from their perspective, everything of course is just as quiet down there. They're trying to hear, they're trying to figure out what's going to happen. It's like you're just holding your breath and you're hoping for the best. Sansa comes down, it's just like, oh crap. Obviously things are not going well, but they did. They had some really nice moments in there, especially between Sansa and Tyrion. He tells him, as far as husbands go, that he was the best. You're damn right, although didn't have much to pick from though. But they had some really cute exchange. But then she has like little pause, and she's like, well, it wouldn't work. She quickly kind of retreats, and so she's like, oh, your loyalties to the Dragon Queen would make things a little difficult for us. And I loved it though when Missandei stood up and was just like, oh yeah, the Dragon Queen. You know what? You'd all be dead if it wasn't for the Dragon Queen. I was like, you go ahead, Missandei. I know Daenerys was kind of ticking me off these last couple of episodes, but at the end of the day, Daenerys is there. She's there. She got her dragons. Her Dothraki were like decimated. Totally decimated. It's like literally all of her troops were really front line and holding the line, right? So she put a lot on the line, not to mention the fact that she has her dragons flying around in the sky. She already had one that was speared, so you never know when a big old lance is gonna come out of nowhere and take down another dragon. So yeah, I gotta give Daenerys credit where credit is due. So yeah, I was glad that Missandei stuck up for her. But then, you're getting a general idea of how everyone is doing in the battle. Brienne is saving Jaime. Jaime is saving Brienne. Pod is doing his thing. Sam is crying. Oh my God, and Ed. Ed is dead. I don't want to say because of Sam, but he paused. Never pause in a fight. Like later on in the episode, Jon, he's trying to make his way to Bran, and he's seeing like Sam being taken down by a group of walkers. He's seeing Jaime and Brienne pinned up against the wall, and Pod and all them, and he just kept going. You almost kind of wish that that's what Ed had did. It's like it comes up to a point when you're in that type of situation, you literally have to watch your back, your front, your side, your everything. You have to be I'm acting like I know what to do in some battle fight. But see, this is what I'm talking about. They had us up in this episode like we could fight with them, okay? So I'm just saying, it was whatever. Anyway, so now they got the storm is going, all this craziness. Now they have to light the pits. And see, that was also another thing that was like, oh, my heart, because Grey Worm, he's always been very very assured of himself, very like, feet planted firmly. I don't want to say he was panicking, but he was really trying very hard to steady himself and to keep himself grounded. But then it just kind of came a point where he had to make some decisions, and some very hard decisions. And unfortunately, it came down to the fact that he had to take down that barrier and leave his troops on the other side. And they had to hold the line of the dead. And I tell you, go ahead, Unsullied. They were doing the thing. They held that line and they kept it tight. But now, they had to try to light that trench. And it's like, what do we do? Because Daenerys, Jon, nobody can see it because of the storm. They can't light it. And then it's like, wait a minute. Don't we have like a fire priestess? But then, okay, I was trying to separate this so I can talk about like the good and the bad separate. But here's the good. The good is that Melisandre, when she lights that pit and then everything just bursts into flame. And it was really cool because she wasn't able to light it initially. And she just kept on, saying it. And nothing is happening. And it's like she's starting to panic in her voice. Her eyes. Oh, man, when they just kind of pulled into her eyes just to see almost the fear that she had. And the dead is getting closer. People around her are trying to keep her safe. And then finally, the last second, the whole pit goes up. Oh, that was great. But what wasn't so great is when they first got her, it's like, okay, wait a minute, hold on. Isn't the whole purpose of getting this woman to light this is because they don't have time? And then here it is. She's like walking out to the thing all slow. The music is playing and all this stuff. And I'm like, you mind picking it up? Like, come on now. You're young. Pick up those feet. You got to go a little faster. That was the Lord of Light. Lord of Light was like, you're going to take your time. I'm going to take my time. Okay, let's go. Okay, so now we kind of see what's going on in the godswood and everyone's getting ready. And Theon, he turns around to Bran and he's trying to apologize. And then Bran, he's like, this is when he says, everything you did brought you to where you are now, where you belong, home. And isn't that everyone's journey? Everything that they did all throughout all these years brought them to this very moment. And maybe not all of them realize that, but of course Bran. Okay, but then like the bad, when he's like, okay, I need to go now. Bye. Actually, I don't think he said bye, but it was just like the abrupt, I gotta go now. And then he just stays in the whole trance like the entire battle time. But anyway, so you see the Night King. It was very dreamlike, but it's so weird though, seeing him kind of reach out. But that's when things was like, oh shoot, he's gonna send the dead to put out the fires. And that's when you knew it was on. Dead, they start breaching the wall. And it's just crazy chaos. Oh, but Arya, once they like panned over to her, and then this music started playing. I'm just going to call it the Arya theme song from now on because it was just so epic. And she's twirling that baton. She's doing her thing. She was just like, this is my home. Okay, this is my home. Let me show you what I've been learning over the years. God, it was so good. I loved it. And then when she was done, you see Davos behind her and he's just like, I'm like, Davos, doesn't look like there's anything in your hand. You gonna fight or you just gonna stand there and gawk at Arya? Another really cool thing was the dragon battle, when you have all the dragons fighting in the sky. That was so beautiful. I've already taken several screenshots because that's going to be the background on my computer. It's just so beautiful. But then they knocked down the Night King. Dany, she does her Dracarys. I guess like we knew there was no way that this was going to get the Night King. It was too perfect and it was too early. What I wasn't prepared for is when he smiled. When he smiled at Dany, he was just like, you're so cute. You're so cute. You're so cute. Not. And he just starts walking. And then when Jon starts charging at him, I'm like, oh, yes. We're finally going to get a fight between Jon and the Night King. And then it doesn't happen. He starts raising the dead. Now, this was another one. I was going to say, it's just going to have to be like a tennis match. We'll talk about the good. We'll talk about the bad. But this was the part that was a little irritating to me. I wish that the Night King and Jon had some one-on-one battle, just a little bit. And maybe he starts to kind of get at the Night King a little bit. Or maybe he doesn't, or he knocks out Jon or whatever, and then he raises the dead. But just something. I just felt like the Night King has been toying with Jon Snow for all these seasons. And I mean, he even told, like, come at me, bro. And then Jon, this whole episode is like, I'm trying to come at you, but you just keep running, you know? So it was very irritating that they didn't at least come to blows just a little bit. But, you know, he raised the dead. And that was like a... Ooh, that hurt. That hurt. Especially when they panned over to the folks in the battlement. And they had, you know, they were just exhausted. They were fighting. They were getting off their last hits. And they probably felt like, whew, finally. And all of a sudden, everyone just gets up. It's like, reset. Actors, to your mark. That must have been really disheartening. Oh my gosh, I think I totally forgot. I've left out, you know, the whole Arya thing. Sneaking through the castle. That was really cool. And again, just showing all of her skills being put to good use. All the times that we were just like, what was the point of us following her around Bravos? Well, this was the point. She's just kind of like going around the library and then through the halls. Oh man, and then the mad dash trying to run away. But then, you know, the Hound was there to save her. That had my heart right there. That had my heart. He was there for her. And then Berick, the ultimate sacrifice. That was his whole purpose. Was to be there to hold the hallway, which is just interesting because I mean, like, you would think that the Lord of the Light would be like, okay, you know, y'all are really driving me nuts. I have to keep bringing you back every 5 seconds because you want to keep showing off your powers. And so the Lord of the Light should have been like, you know what, I'm gonna have to find somebody else, you know, because I'm tired of bringing you back. But this is what he brought him back for, was so that way he was there to hold the hallway for Arya. And then when she makes it to the room and Melisandre's there, and so she's just like, I told you we would meet again. And I also told you that you were going to shut the eyes forever. Brown eyes, green eyes, blue eyes. And see, I'm an idiot because I was like, blue eyes. Wait, who else has blue eyes? I swear, I was not with it when I was watching the episode. I was still out in the hallway fighting the White Walkers or hiding somewhere. So when she emphasized blue eyes, I'm like, oh, what? And then she goes running off. I'm like, what's going on? I was bad. So of course the end was very much, whoa, where did that come from? We'll get to that anyway. But yeah, I mean, it came down to a point where the Night King, he kind of... you know, he made his way through the castle. Viserion is all crazy and has Jon pinned down in the courtyard, and blue flames are coming out of its neck. And I mean, it's looking like a straight boss fight, right? You know, you got to get past the dragon. And like the whole thing was playing like a video game. Go out to the godswood, and then all of a sudden it was just like Theon, when he reached for the arrow and there was nothing there, and he was just like, okay, he just goes for the lance and he just starts killing everyone and just trying to keep them all back. He held it down. Theon was absolutely no joke. He held it down. When the Night King, when he showed up and has his whole crew there, you know, and they're walking in like some dance group, and Theon, he just turns to Bran and he knows there's nothing that he can do outside Daenerys. She couldn't move. Drogon was infiltrated by like fleas, basically. The whole thing, even just thinking about it, gives me the heebie-jeebies, seeing all the dead on Drogon. He's trying to shake them off. He flies off. He's like, I gotta get out of here. Daenerys is on the ground, and then here comes Jorah. Jorah, standing by his queen, being where he needs to be, doing all that he could to ensure that she was safe. And she even picked up a weapon herself. She's just like, okay, listen, I might go out, but I'm gonna go out swinging. So like, you go ahead, girl. Back in the godswood, Bran tells Theon, you're a good man. Thanks. Now, first of all, that was the first cry there, because you already know. You know it's over for Theon. You knew that before. You knew that the minute he said he was going to be there to guard Bran. He gave it his all. Right up to the very last, he charged at the Night King. And even the Night King, he was just kind of, the Night King was probably saying to himself, like, okay, this guy's an idiot, but I'll give it to him. He got nerve. When Theon reached him, and the Night King was like, let me just stop you right here. And he takes the lance and he breaks it, and then he gets Theon and he puts him to the ground, and then he looks at him, and it was almost kind of like a look like, well, you tried, not bad. So he keeps going. So now, the music, this composer is just genius. Absolutely genius. Every ounce of music in this entire episode, it was epic, it was haunting, it was beautiful, it was soulful, it was just insane. Night King makes it to Bran, and they're just kind of looking at each other, and I'm like, what the hell is gonna happen? Because right up to that moment, you just kind of feel like anything can happen at this moment. So yeah, he starts to reach for his weapon, the Night King, and then all of a sudden, Arya, out of nowhere, just like lunges at the man, and I'm like, holy crap, where the hell did she come from? So yeah, although it was pretty cool, because when you go back and you watch, because I didn't even catch this, but you see like the wind going past the hair of one of the White Walkers, and he kind of turns a little bit, which is hilarious when you think about it, because they bring the cold, so it's almost just like, okay, you feel a cold wind go by, why would that even make you flinch, right? But anyway, yeah, Arya, she makes it to the Night King, does a little hand switch with the weapon, and then poof, by Night King, shatters, bang, everybody, done, boss level, over. It was wow. It was wow. Oh, that's right, Jorah. When Drogon came back and, just kind of wrapped himself around Daenerys, oh, I lost it. That was it. I was done. And just like her crying, I mean, like, that was some hurt cry. That was just like, damn, right in the gut kind of cry. It was sad, but it was beautiful. And oh my gosh, that's it. No more Mormonts, because Lyanna, oh, did I even talk about that she took out the giant? But that was that epic. Yet another epic. They were promising an intense and an amazing episode, and I think they gave it to us. I was a little let down, yes, that Jon did not get a fight in with the Night King. I will say I do appreciate that it was Arya, because I think Arya is the only one that could infiltrate the Night King. You need stealth, because the Night King is one step ahead of everyone at every point. So yeah, it made sense that it was Arya. So I'm not even mad at that. I at first I was like, oh, I thought it was gonna be Jon, but I quickly got over it. The last and the only thing that really bothered me is the fact that when I realized that the Night King was not the big bad of the show, and that it was Cersei. I felt a little gypped by that. One, I wish that Cersei got a little taste of the dead, like she was just kind of sitting back, and I'm like, dang, she didn't even get a chance to see the dead. She really needed, like, all of them in King's Landing, and needed to have a little taste of that. The rest of the world, as usual, they know nothing of the White Walkers, and they don't understand and won't see them, and they'll still stay a mystery to everyone but the North. So that was a little frustrating, like, but I'm okay that, yes, we need to go after Cersei now, and I do understand that the show is called Game of Thrones, and that's what it's all about. And I guess they were trying to tell us that when they were like, #for the throne, which I prominently displayed over my Instagram. So yeah, I get it, but I don't know. I feel like the Night King went out way too fast. Although the guy who played the Night King, he posted something on his Twitter, Instagram, whatever. And I don't know, like, he doesn't really say too much, but when he does, I'm noticing you need to pay attention So he had said something. He was like, the Night King, in order to resurrect people or to change people, he has to touch them. When he resurrected Viserion, he touched them. And something else, I forget. I'm going to put it up on the screen. But then he was just like, it was like hashtag food for thought. And I'm like, what does that mean? Because he touched Arya. And then you even heard like the sounds of the cold when he grabbed her. So I'm like, okay, did something happen there that we don't know about? I don't know. So maybe it's not 100% over. But anyway, guys, listen. Tell me, what did you think of this episode? Tell me all the good. Tell me the good, the bad, and the epic. I want to know what you thought. Because I was downstairs. Me and my honey, Francois, we were down there. We had snacks and wine and tissues. Because, I was bawling my head off. But anyway, listen, let me get out of here. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought. I hope you have a great rest of the week, because we're going to be back at this come Sunday. And so we can see the aftermath of this big epic fight. Thanks for watching. And until next time, bye.